Thanks for staying with us. More and more people are developing an appetite for Forex trading, it seems. But the platform is riddled with bogus operators, charlatans, as it were. Beulah Brown is the Foreign Exchange Relationships Manager at Kuda FX and joins us to chat about what to look out for if you're thinking of tipping your toes into that world. Beulah, thank you so much for your time joining us virtually from Cape Town. Now, taking a closer look at everything you will need to know about Forex, and it seems there's a lot. Including what it is, how does it all work and how do you leverage in Forex?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. It's really lovely to be with you guys. Foreign exchange is a very interesting industry, as you were saying, and more specifically with regards to foreign exchange intermediaries and the space that we work in. It's so important for a client to know that we need to meet regulatory requirements. And before we can even open our door, intermediary needs to be registered or authorized by the South African Reserve Bank to act in the capacity of an intermediary. Further to that, there are more layers. It's the Financial Services Conduct Authority, and then of course we have to be FSP registered. So those tick boxes are so important in securing a client and ensuring that their funds are safe.
Well, that's how you start, but how do you avoid these scams? Is it just avoiding and blocking all of those people that come onto your social media and say, here's how this thing changed our life, follow me and I'll show you how?
Yeah, those scams we see all day and every day. And it's very important to know that in our world, in line with our Reserve Bank approval, we actually work with banking partners such as Investec. So you do get two layers of Forex trading. Ours is where we are actually a Forex intermediary directly working with a banking partner and authorized by the Reserve Bank. And then you get individuals that trade on their own and make profit as and when. So you've got to be very careful about investigating who you are working with as such. And we've seen questions come through from people in that line. And the client really needs to do their homework and check on everything and that all the boxes are ticked.
No entry into this world comes without a certain kind of risk, and navigating those can be quite challenging and costly. How do you approach each and every person that comes to you to say, look, I'm thinking of entering this world, but I'm risk averse, or I actually quite have an appetite for risk? Do you approach each person differently?
What's important to note in our world, we wouldn't necessarily be in the game of making a profit for a client. So companies such as Kuda FX, a Forex intermediary, specializes in moving funds for an individual or a corporate client that is wanting to either pay an overseas supplier for import or export, or perhaps you've got a person that would like to invest in investment product overseas. So we merely facilitate that Forex transaction and everything else that goes into it. For example, to get the client an approval to transfer funds offshore, and all of that is registered and reported into the Reserve Bank. So yeah, it's not a profit for us, it's moving money.
Now, if people think that they need to find an intermediary partner, what should they be looking for? What kind of research should they do before settling on one?
They should definitely be doing the research on whether that intermediary is registered with all the authorities. What's very important in financial services is reputation. So certainly a word of mouth is always a very good place to start. And we see it over and over where we do well for clients and they would then refer a friend or a family member to us as a Forex specialists. But yeah, there's so many intermediaries out there, and Kuda FX definitely is up there in terms of assisting clients.
Okay, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. That's Beulah Brown, the Foreign Exchange Relationship Manager at Kuda FX.